Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. It's Monday the 18th of December 2023. Hope you are keeping well, enjoying yourself, enjoying life and as healthy as you can be. I'm awake. It's pretty early actually. It's pretty early for me to be playing this game of Sudoku, especially on a Monday, which is a beginner's day. But I did actually have a really good sleep last night. In fact, I wanted to check it out. I woke up feeling really good and thinking, oh, that's a good night's sleep. I do have a sleep tracker on my fitness band, and I wanted to check out how good it was. And in fact, it was 99%. That's the first time I've ever seen that on my sleep tracker. I don't think I've ever got above 90 before, but 99% of a good sleep. Well, that's perfect, isn't it? So I am feeling refreshed this morning. The trouble with right-wing populists gaining populism is that they often take right-wing mainstream parties along with them because the mainstream parties become worried about losing votes. I mean, it's how, the Republicans have moved. Well, no, it's not. I take that back. It's how the Conservatives in the UK have moved more towards the right after, the UKIP and whatever they're called nowadays, Reform, and, other right-wing populists have become popular. And that is damaging because then often in turn the opposition also moves to the right and the whole spectrum shifts. The Overton window, if you prefer, shifts towards the right. And an unfortunate thing has happened in Germany is that they have seen the idea of the loony British Conservatives to deport people to Rwanda for immigration processing. I say deport, because basically that's what they're doing, for immigration processing, which is a stupid idea, but immensely cruel, dumb as two planks, but something that they do because of the, to pander to the right wing, because it's a let's kick the foreigners out kind of thing, even if it's for a short time, and even if it costs us millions of pounds or euros or whatever. Anyway, the Christian Democrats in Germany have decided they're going to copy the idea and send asylum seekers to Rwanda for processing. This is such a ridiculous idea. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever in any way, shape or form. And why Rwanda, a country that's not particularly known for being, I guess that's why they chose Rwanda, because of its past reputation as being a nightmare country. Really, we are living in not particularly brilliant times, are we, in terms of politics, especially when the world needs to come together on climate change. And there are still right-wing lunatics who are denying climate change even now. So anyway. All right, now, if you're here and wondering why I'm talking about politics or anything else, that's because this channel is called Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. It's about whatever I want it to be about, and with a game of Sudoku as well. On Monday is the day for learners, beginners, easy game puzzle. I always explain the rules on a Monday, and today is no different. So if you've never played Sudoku before, stick around. If you're still here wondering, what am I doing here? It is a game of Sudoku as well. Right, so I shall explain the rules and get on with it. So this, of course, is the Guardian's easy level puzzle. Now, what do you notice on the screen in front of you? You can see a grid of 9 squares in every row across and 9 squares in every column down. And then there are some black lines that highlight or encompass, I should say, a small set of 3 by 3 like this. Okay. And this game is often referred to as a game of nines, and that's because this classic Sudoku is, and that's because 1 is the lowest number, 9 is the highest number, and there are 9 squares in every row, every column, and every one of these small 3 by 3 grids. And our mission, and we do choose to accept it, Jim, is to place digits 1 to 9 in every row, every column, right down to the bottom here, and every block. 3 by 3. Okay, so how do we go about finishing this puzzle? We don't have pictures. Well, we use logic. That's all there is to it. It's a very simple logic idea. Basically yes or no, and when you are left with a one single yes, then that is the answer. What am I talking about? Okay, let's see. Down here we need numbers 1 to 9. The only number we have at the moment is digit 6. So we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 9 to fit into these empty squares. Okay, so when we look at the surrounding ones, and if you're playing on a computer, if you highlight it like this, if you're using say sudokuexchange.com, then you can see other digit ones highlighted. So let's see. 1 is in this column already and therefore cannot reappear anywhere in this column. Okay. We have a 1 in this column and the same rule applies because there's only 9 squares, so the number can appear only once. So there can't be any 1s in these 5 squares that are highlighted in blue. Now we've got 1 in this row. Same thing applies, that we can't have any other 1s in this row. There are only 9 squares. 1 to 9 can appear once only. And you're ahead of me already, aren't you? You've seen this one here and you see like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares are affected by these surrounding digit ones, and one of them is not, only one square is not affected, and so we are sure that the digit 1 fits into that square, and that's how we play the game. Okay, let me continue. We have 9. 9 can't reappear in this row. 9 can't reappear in this row. So in this block here, you can see there is only one possibility. These 2 cells or squares or cells are occupied by 5 and 7. That means there's only one empty square. So we know that the 9 must fit into that square there. Let's take this 1 and say 1 blocks across this row here, and again back in this section here, that has to be a 1. Got it? That's all there is to it. It's a very simple concept. It's beautiful. I love the logic involved, and it's sometimes incredibly easy, like on a Monday in The Guardian, unless you've never played the game before, in which case it might be a bit tricky, and sometimes it is infuriatingly difficult to find the answer. But the more you play it, the more fun you'll have. Okay, let's get on. Now I'm going to look about the 4s. We have a 4. I'm going to say blocking down here and blocking down here. I won't bother going up in this direction. It's pointless because I'm looking at this section down here, this block down here. So we have 4 blocking down, 4 blocking down. When I say blocking, I mean disallowing any others, and therefore 4 is in that square there. We have 4 blocking across here and 4 blocking across here in this section here, this block here. We have 4 there. Now we can take that 4 and say 4 blocking down here, and then we have 4 across here that we just placed, and this 4 across here. So we're using the numbers that we already placed to help us. Now there's only one place for this 4, and then we can take the 4 up like this, and there's also a 4 across there like this. If any of this is too fast, you can replay it. Just go back and watch it again. Stop the video and go back and watch it again. Right, now we have 8 digit 4s on the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now I said this earlier on, I said this is a game of 9s, and that's because there are 9 instances of each digit. And that means when you have 8 of a number, you can always find the 9th. You always have enough information to find the 9th, and I'll prove that to you now. I know where the 9th is already. So let's see, there's only this block that doesn't yet have a digit 4. We've got 4 in every other block. Actually, we've also got 4 in every row and every column except 1. And if you notice, the one that we don't have is here. I'll show you. 4 blocks across here like this, 4 blocks across here like this, 4 blocks up here, and 4 blocks up here. So this is the only possibility for a 4. And now we have completed all of the 4s on the grid. There are no more 4s to be found, so you can leave that out of your calculations. So I say calculations, there's no maths involved, obviously. Forget 4 now. Forget 4. Put it out. Do a Jedi mind trick. Put it out of your mind. You don't need a digit 4. Let's have an 8 blocking down here, and that's going to put an 8 into this square. You see, it's always that there is only one possible place where the digit can go, and that's it. We have 8 across here, we have 8 across here, we have 8 up here. That then is where the 8 goes. Now, by the way, I don't play these games ahead of time. Whatever level I'm playing on these videos, from the easiest to the most difficult, I don't practice ahead of time or play the game ahead of time. You're always watching me play the game live. I don't claim to be an expert. I promise you I'm not an expert, but I can finish all of the newspaper games of Sudoku. There are many games of Sudoku that I cannot complete, but newspaper ones, no problem. That's a 5 because of this 5 blocking across here. Now we have 5 going up here, and we have 5 going across there, and that's a 5 there. Anything else I can show you? I want to show you some different kinds of techniques if I can. 39. Yeah, okay, so I want to show you some other kinds of things if I can, a little bit. Okay. Alright, let's think about this. Let's look at this column here, right? Now there are 3 numbers missing. We don't yet have 2, we don't yet have 3, and we don't yet have 9. But it's the 9 I'm going to pay attention to. Now, when I say, I hope this is not going to be too difficult, but when we say that we have a 9, see we have a 9 blocking there, or we have a 9 in this square already, we understand that 9 cannot be in this square here, right? So over here, 9 has to be in one of these 2 squares here. In this grid, in this section here, this block here, 9 has to be here or here. It can't go anywhere else because it's forbidden from appearing in this square because of that 9 or this 9, whichever one you want. So its only options are to be either in this square or this square here. Okay. Now I want you to consider this row across here like this. Now we don't have a 9 in this row yet. Now there are some possibilities. We have empty squares here like this. Now when we see that this 9 disallows this square from being a 9, this cannot be a 9 because of this, right? Then we understand that this must be the 9 here, because we know in this block here we're only allowed a 9 in one of these 2 squares, not over here. We can't have a 9 over there because 9 blocks there, and so 9 is in only one of those 2 squares there. And because the 9 blocks this square here, we understand logically that that must be a 9. I hope that made sense to you. If not, go back and think about it again. I'm sure you'll pick it up. Okay. So there are some other techniques and things to think about. Also, I know that we can get this number here. I haven't worked out what it is yet, but I know that we can get it. Now, how do I know that? Because we are limited to 3 numbers here, right, for this block. We have 3 numbers, and we know what they are. Now, maybe we can find them. Maybe we can't find them, but we know there are only 3 possibilities here. And once we understand what 3 numbers go here, then there's only one option left for this square here. So let's try it. We don't yet have 2, 3, 6. We don't have 2, 3, and 6. Now actually we can place the 6. We've got 6 blocking down here and 6 blocking up there. So we've got the 6 there. And we've got the 3 blocking down there. So we can place the 3. And now we can get the 2, sorry, to finish. But look, supposing we didn't know which was which, but we know that 3, 6, and 2 go into this row here, right? Now we could still work out this, even if we couldn't find which order these go in, because there is only one number left for the entire row, and that's got to be a 1. We know that that's a 1 there. Again, if any of this is too fast, just go back and rewatch. We've got 1s blocking up there and 1 across there, which will give me a 1 in that square. 1 blocking across there back, which gives me a 1 there. And that's all of the digit 1s. There's a 1 in every row, every column, every block. 1 and 4 are now completed. We don't need to worry about those anymore. We've got 2 blocking across here and across here. That's going to put 2 in that square there. And now at the bottom here, look, there's 1 empty square. in this whole column. So we can certainly find out what this is. There's no other possibility. It's a 2, in fact. We don't have a 2 yet, so let's put our 2 there. Now this 2 blocks across here, which puts the 2 there. And then the 2s that we just placed block across. Sorry for the background sound. That's my neighbour's animated conversation. 2 up, 2 down. And if you're wondering why you can't understand them, that's because I'm based here in Bangkok, where people speak the Thai language. 2s block up, down and across. And that's the end of the 2s. Okay. Right, now, where are there any single... have a quick look and see if there are any single empty squares anywhere. No, there's quite a few pairs and things like that. So there are lots of places to look, which is always a difficult thing. This is a good place to look. There are 2 empty squares at the end of this row. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have 5. We've got 6, 7. We don't have 8. So we know that 5 and 8 must appear in those 2 squares there. Well, we can see the 5 blocking down here, disallowing this square. So we know that the 5 is there, and now we know that the 8 is there. We'll take that 8, blocking up to the top. Here's our 8 there. And then we'll talk about the 8s going across, 8 across here, and 8 up there, which will give us the final digit 8 there. So completed numbers now are 1, 2, 4, and 8. We don't have to worry about those particular numbers anymore. Now we've got 9 blocking across here, which will give me a 9 in this square. Then back this way with the 9s, which will put 9 up here. At the end, I'll put up a playlist of lots of easy games where you can go to find more instructions and more practice on these easy level games. 9 will be in this square here, and that's the final digit 9. There's 1 empty square here. Let's fill it in with a 7. 7 also blocks across here and up here like this. So there's our 7. You'll notice we are using the numbers that we just placed to find the next number. That's often the way forward. 7 there, 7 blocking across there. There's our 7. There's 1. No, there are 2 more to get. Now we can't get the last ones for 7, not yet, because we noticed that 7 blocks like this. So we've got 2 more digit 7s to find, but we end up with this pattern. Now what does it mean? It means that if a 7 is here, a 7 can't go here and will be there. Or if a 7 is there, it will be there. But we can't say which is which just yet, so we have to hold off on that. Meanwhile, there's 1 empty square here, so let's fill that in with a 3. Now this is useful. So the 3 blocks down here like this, right? So it means that 3 is in one of these 2 squares. Actually, I know which one it's in, but just don't look at that for a moment. Hide your eyes. 3 is in this square or this square, right? So if the 3 is in this square, it's going to block up there. And if the 3 is in this square, it's going to block up there. So whether the 3 is in this square or this square, doesn't matter. This can't be 3. That is going to be 3 there. Now actually, 3 is the last number to get there. So I can in fact place the 3 down here like this. But I wanted to demonstrate something to you. Now we have a lot of single places to go. There's 1 here, there's 1 there, there's 1 there. So it doesn't really matter which way we do this. Missing number down here is, for this column, is a 6. Let's fill that in. Missing number here is 5 for this row or this block, same thing. Missing number for this block is 6. 6 blocks down here, and that will give us a 6 there. 1 empty square here, which is for 5. We also need a 5 as the last number for this row or this block here. And we have 5 blocking up here, down here, and across there. So we know that that is the final digit 5. Now there's 1 empty square here. And it's a 7. If you remember, I said to you the 7s were like this, right? So now we see 7 can't be in this square. 7 must be in that square. So we know immediately it's going to be in that square there. 6 blocks up here, that gives me a 6 in that square. 6 blocks up here, that gives me the 6 in that square. And the last number here is a 3, and the final digit for the whole grid is a 3. So that's our easy level puzzle for a Monday. I hope you understood that. If not, check out some more easy level games here with different kinds of instructions. Maybe sometimes I explain the game in a better way. Anyway, try it out for yourself. Bye bye.